Hello students, welcome to Holly Scholar classes. So today I will be taking the third part of chapter 4, that is material, metals and non-metals. This is the chapter 4 from class 8 science. In my previous video, if you will go and see in part 2, I have discussed about the reaction of metals. Okay, that is the chemical properties of metals also you can say, or reaction of metals with different components. Today we shall be discussing the chemical properties of non-metals, or you can say the reactions of non-metals. Okay, how non-metal they react with different components. Okay, so the first reaction which we are going to see is the reaction with oxygen, or you can say reaction in the air. Okay, fine. So for this, first I will be doing a small experiment we shall be doing. If you take a small amount of powdered sulfur, what you need? You need a powdered sulfur. Okay. So this powdered sulfur you have to take in a deflagrating spoon. Okay. And you need to heat it. Just take it in a spoon and heat it. You have to just simply heat it. As soon as the sulfur starts burning, introduce the spoon in a glass tumbler. Okay, if you don't have a glass tumbler, you can put it in a glass jar. When this powdered sulfur start burning, just you have to put that in a glass jar or in a glass tumbler. Okay. Now what you need to do, you need to cover the lid of that glass jar. When you suppose this is a glass jar, okay, and if you have put this sulfur, when it has start burning into this glass jar, cover it with a lid. Okay, just cover it with a lid to ensure that the gas produced by, if you burn a sulfur, a gas is going to be produced, and when you put this in a glass jar, if you don't cover it with a lid, the gas jar is going to be, the sulfur gas is going to be escaped. So what we have to do, हमें क्या करना है कि ये जो गैस प्रोड्यूस हुई है सल्फर के बर्निंग के कारण, उसको बाहर नहीं निकलने देना है. इसलिए हमें इस गैस जार को लीड से कवर कर देना है, जिससे कि जो भी गैस फॉर्म हुई है सल्फर के बर्निंग से, वो जार के अंदर ही मेंटेन रहे. ओके, एंड वी हैव टू रिमूव द स्पून आफ्टर सम टाइम. नाउ यू हैव टू रिमूव द स्पून, एंड व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, वी हैव टू ऐड अ स्मॉल क्वांटिटी ऑफ वाटर इनटू द टम्बलर. नाउ इन दिस you have to add water. Okay, just remove the spoon and add water into the tumbler and quickly replace the lid. Now you have to uncover it. The tumbler or the jar, you have to uncover it. Replace the lid and shake the tumbler well. Okay, now shake the tumbler. Now you can see using a litmus paper. Just see, take a red litmus paper and blue litmus paper and see what nature does it show. It shows a acidic nature or it is going to show a basic nature. Okay, so I hope this experiment is very clear to you. You just need to take a powdered sulfur, just burn it. When it starts burning, put that in a glass jar and cover the glass jar with a lid. After some time, remove the spoon and put water in a glass jar, and now you need to remove the lid and take a litmus paper, red and blue, and check the change. So what you are going to see is that this sulfur reacts with oxygen, producing sulfur dioxide. Okay, so the first thing you are going to see that sulfur reacts with oxygen to produce sulfur dioxide. Okay, sulfur dioxide. Okay, so sulfur reacts with oxygen to give sulfur dioxide. SO2 is formed. S reacts with O2 to give SO2. Now what happens? Now if this sulfur dioxide when further dissolved in water, what does it give? It gives sulfurous acid. Okay, acid is formed. So now if you take this sulfur dioxide and dissolve it in water, okay, this is the second reaction. Okay, so this is the sulfurous acid is formed. When the sulfur dioxide when dissolved in water, it gives sulfurous acid, that is H2SO3. ठीक है, सल्फरस एसिड फॉर्म हुआ जब आपका सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड को वाटर से रिएक्ट कराया गया, H2SO3, that is the sulfurous acid. Okay, so we have seen that these non-metals they react with oxygen to produce metallic oxide, okay, that are acid in nature. Okay, because when dissolved in water, in water, non-metallic oxides give off non-metallic acids. Okay, is that clear to you? कि when a non-metal reacts with oxygen, it produces non-metallic oxide. This is what sulfur dioxide is, a non-metallic oxide. Okay, non-metallic oxide is being produced. Fine. The first thing is that non-metallic oxide is being produced. And now if you see, the second thing is that when this non-metallic oxide is dissolved in water, non-metallic oxide, it gives what? It gives non-metallic acid. It's a non-metallic acid. Fine. So the sulfurous acid turns this. If you are going to check it with litmus paper, you will see that the sulfurous acid turns blue litmus to red litmus paper. Okay. This H2SO3, that is the sulfurous acid, turns blue litmus to red. Okay, blue litmus paper to red. It means that generally non-metals are acidic in nature. Non-metals are generally acidic in nature. Okay, so we have seen that metals are mostly basic in nature, but non-metals are generally acidic in nature, as we have seen that the sulfurous acid turns blue litmus to red. Okay, so this was the reaction with oxygen. Now we will see the reaction with water. Okay, so next is reaction with water. So metal reacts with water and produce metal oxide and hydrogen gas. We have already studied that metal they reacts with water to produce metal oxide and also hydrogen gas is released. oxygen, in the presence of oxygen, that is in air, but they generally do not react with water. Okay, so the first thing is that non-metals generally do not react with water. Okay, so we have seen that they react good with oxygen or in air, but they generally do not react with water. So what do we do? What is basically done? So these non-metals, since water से कोई reaction नहीं हो रहा है non-metals का, तो non-metals को generally stored करते हैं किसमें? water में. So these non-metals they are generally stored in water. क्योंकि ये react नहीं करते हैं non-metals से, तो non-metals are stored Okay, we have seen that metals they react vigorously in water, so they can't be kept in water, but non-metals नहीं react करते, so they are generally stored in water. Example लेते हैं. For example, if you see phosphorus is a very reactive non-metal. Okay, phosphorus is a very reactive non-metal. It catches fire if it is exposed in air. Okay, so to prevent the contact of phosphorus with atmospheric oxygen, it is stored in water. Okay, so let's take an example. Example is phosphorus. It is very reactive. Phosphorus is very reactive non-metal. Okay, so what does it do? Phosphorus is a very reactive non-metal, so what we do to prevent it to catch fire, to prevent phosphorus from catching fire, it is stored in water. Okay, so this was about the reaction with water. If you are being asked that does non-metal reacts with water, so no. Generally non-metals they do not react with water. Non-metals are that's why stored in water just to prevent their reaction with the oxygen, or you can say their reaction in the air, just to prevent that if it comes in contact with air, it will catch fire. Okay, so example is a phosphorus is a very non-reactive metal. To prevent phosphorus from catching fire, it is stored in water. Okay, so this was about the reaction with water. Next we shall see reaction with acids. So next we shall see reaction with acids, how these non-metals they react with acid. Okay, so third is reaction with acids. Okay, so if you remember these non-metals, if you remember about metals, these metals they react with acid and produce hydrogen gas that burns with a pop sound. Okay, that I have discussed in part 2. Now we will see the reaction of non-metals. So non-metals generally do not react with acid. Okay, so non-metals do not react with acid. do not react with acids. Okay, so why is that? Why they do not react with acid? This is due to the fact they undergo a reaction with acids. Okay, donates electron to the H plus ions produced by the acids. What happens when some reaction is going to take place of non-metals and acid? What happens? These they donate their H plus ion produced by the acids. Okay, but non-metals are the acceptor of electrons. We all know that non-metals, they accept electrons, hence they do not donate electron to the hydrogen ion of the acid. As a result, they do not react with dilute acids. Okay, so they do not react with dilute acids mostly, but there is still an exception. Let's see some exceptions. If we take sulfur, okay, and acid, HNO3, nitric acid, okay, so what product is going to be formed when these both are going to react? H2SO4 is being produced, okay, plus NO2, nitric acid, plus water is being released. Okay, so here you can see that when sulfur is reacting with nitric acid, water is being released. Okay, you can just balance the reaction. 6NO2, H2O, H2SO4 and 2, yeah, so 4 hydrogen here. Okay, so reaction of non-metal with acids is generally nil. There is no reaction with acids, as I have already told you, because the H plus ion is being donated, and we all know that non-metals are the acceptor of electron, hence they do not donate the electron to the hydrogen. Okay, as in the case of metals, what happens? Ki hydrogen gas is produced with a copper sound. Okay, so this was for the reaction with acid. Now we shall see reaction with base. Okay, so now let's see how non-metals react with bases. The reaction of non-metals with bases are quite complex, very complex reaction it is. Okay, so the first thing to be noted that reaction of non-metals with bases is very complex. Okay, then second point is that the reaction with base, when these non-metals they react with base to form salt. Okay, non-metals reacts with base to form salts. Fine. So we shall take one example, reaction of calcium hydroxide and chlorine. It gives bleaching powder. Okay, so let's see, chlorine is a non-metal, Cl2, and when it is going to react with a base, that is base which we are using here, calcium hydroxide, CaOH2. It's a calcium hydroxide. Okay, so CaOH2, and when it is going to react, non-metal is going to react with a base, that is a calcium hydroxide. What is going to be formed? A salt is formed, which is a salt is a CaOCl. Okay, and one Cl will be out, plus water is being released. So this CaOCl is a bleaching powder. Okay, it's a bleaching powder. So we have seen that how complex is the reaction of base and non-metal is. Okay, so this was all about the reactions, different reactions, reaction of non-metals with oxygen, reaction of non-metals with water, acid and base. Okay, now let's do the comparison of the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. This comparison is very interesting to know because mostly it has been asked. Okay, so let's start with it. Okay, so metals and non-metals. So the first thing is that these metals, they show basic nature. Okay, means they turn blue litmus paper to red. But these non-metals, they show acidic nature. Okay, they turn red litmus paper to blue. Okay, the second thing was that if metals, they react with water, metals react with water to produce, what is being produced? Detail has been explained in my part 2 of the video. Please refer for this metals reaction in the part 2 of the video. Okay, so metals, they react with water to produce metal oxide and water. Okay, metal oxide is being produced, metal oxide and hydrogen gas. They react with water to produce metal oxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, now if we talk about non-metals, non-metals generally do not react with water. Generally do not react with water. Okay, now the third one is the reaction with acids. So in the case of metals, these metals, they react with acid to form which gas is being released? Hydrogen gas with a sound, pop sound. To form hydrogen gas with pop sound. Okay, and if we see for non-metals, they generally do not react with acids. Okay, non-metals generally do not react with acids. Okay, so you can see that if we compare the reaction rate of metal and non-metal, you will see that these metals, they are generally non-reactive. Okay, so now we will see the reaction of metals with bases. So metals, they react with base to form hydrogen gas. Okay, hydrogen gas is formed. Metals react with base to form hydrogen gas. Okay. In case of non-metal, the reaction of non-metal with bases is quite complex, but they form salt when they react with base. Okay. So reaction of non-metal with base is quite complex. They form salt when react with okay, so we have already seen the difference between metal and non-metal on the basis of their physical properties. Now here you can see the difference between metals and non-metals on the basis of their chemical properties, or in fact you can see on the basis of their reaction. So if you compare, you will get to know that metals are more reactive as compared to non-metals. We have seen lots of metals like potassium, sodium. They are so reactive with some of the components like oxygen and all that they react so vigorously that it usually catches fire. Okay, so metals are basic in nature, non-metals are acidic in nature. Metals react with water to produce metal oxide and hydrogen gas. Generally they do not react with water. Metals react with acid to form hydrogen gas, and that hydrogen gas is formed with a pop sound. Okay. Non-metals generally do not react with acids. Metals react with base to form again hydrogen gas is formed. Reaction of non-metal with base is complex. They form salt when they react with base. Okay. Metals also give displacement reaction, in which the more reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal. Okay, so for that displacement reaction also you can refer to the part 2 of the video. There you will get in detail. I have explained how displacement reaction in metals takes place. Okay, so this was about the reactions of non-metals. Now let's see the uses of metals and non-metals. Okay. So before starting the uses of metals and non-metals, I would like to tell you that if you have not subscribed our channel yet, Ollie Scholar, please do subscribe it, and you can also go in Google Play. Just download the app with the name CSCS e-learning. There you will get all the videos. PDF notes are also available there. You can also apply for online test that consists of MCQ questions, and if you are interested for live videos, you can also contact us for that. Okay, so let's start for the uses of metals and non-metals. So now let's see the uses of metals and non-metals. First we will discuss about metals. Okay. So uses of metals. So we know that these metals, they are used in manufacturing automobiles, machinery, trains, satellites, aeroplanes, and so many industrial gadgets. Okay, so metals are used in manufacturing of automobiles, okay, different industrial gadgets, okay, and so many things are there where metals are used. Trains are there, Satellites are there. Okay. Have you ever thought that why for these things metals are used? Okay. Have you ever thought over this concept that why for these metals are used? If you go in the part 1 of the video and remember about the physical properties of these metals, what you will remember, you are going to remember that these metals, they are very hard in nature. Metals का क्या nature होता है? Hard होते हैं, बहुत ही hard होते हैं. तो being hard, being so tough, they are good for manufacturing of automobiles. Okay. Industrial gadgets also, for that also they are good, for making trains also. Satellites are there, aeroplanes are also there. Okay, like this there are so many machineries are there, so many machines are made up of these metals, etc. Okay, so because of their hardness, because of their toughness, metals बहुत tough होते हैं, इसलिए इन चीजों को बनाने में they are very good to make all these things. Okay, so because of their hardness and toughness, they are used for making all these things. Okay, now the second thing is that they are used in making wires. Okay, electrical appliances, circuits and many more things. Have you ever thought why these metals, they are only used for making these things? If you again go in the physical properties of metals, you will remember that they are good conductor of electricity. Since they are good conductor of electricity, they are used for making wires. Okay, and circuits are there. For circuits also they are used. Okay, like this, many appliances may they are used, etc. Okay, many more cases they are used. It is because they are in one word questions it may be asked why metals are used for making wires, circuits and appliances. Okay, so the what answer you are going to give? You will answer it that since they are good conductor, metals are good conductor of electricity, that they are used for making all these. If it is asked that why they are used for making automobiles, since they are hard, they are tough in nature, they are used as a for making automobiles. Okay. Next is that these metals, they are used for making utensils. You must have seen at your home, your mother is cooking in the utensils. All those items are made up of metals like iron is there, or aluminum is there, okay, steel is there. So all these metals are used for cooking. So why is it so? Again, it is a good conductor of heat. Metal is a good conductor of heat. So it is used for making utensils. Many water boilers are used. Okay. So because of their good conductivity, good conductor of heat, they are used in all these purposes. Okay. Next, let's see that metal is used in a thermometer. Can you guess which metal is used in a thermometer? Mercury. Mercury is a metal which is used in thermometer. Okay. So mercury, a metal, is used in thermometer. Okay, so you can see there is a wide variety where these metals can be used. Okay, next comes, if we see the jewelries which your mother or your sister and all they wear, what you will see? You will see they are mostly of gold or silver. So gold and silver are again a metal. So gold and silver, a metal, is used for making jewelry. Fine. Now if you see the box, your tiffin, how she used to do? She used to wrap it in aluminum foil. So that aluminum is what? It's again a metal. So these metals are used for making, or you can say for aluminum foil is used for packing food, not making. Aluminum foil is used for packing foods. Okay. Next comes that if you remember the X-ray machine, in X-ray machine what is used? Lead is being used, lead is used. So lead is again what? A metal. Okay. So lead is used where? In X-ray machines. Okay. Next is, if you see different alkaline earth metals are there, like magnesium is there. Magnesium is found in plants in a form of chlorophyll. Okay. In higher class we will study about it in detail. So magnesium again is a metal. It is present in a plant in a form of a chlorophyll. And this chlorophyll, it helps plant in what? In photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is very essential phenomenon of a plant. Every plant does photosynthesis. So if we talk magnesium, again a metal, is used in plants. Okay? For what? In form of chlorophyll. Okay, fine. Okay, next, if you see iron is also a metal. Where it is used? Our hemoglobin, it consists of iron. Hemoglobin कम हुआ means iron की deficiency होगी. Hemoglobin should be balanced. So iron is again a metal which is used in our body as a hemoglobin. And if we talk about iron, it is used in the construction. Different our doors. Windows are made up of iron in different parts of the construction of either house, factory, or so many constructions are made with the help of iron. Okay, so iron is another metal used in human hemoglobin. And used in construction. Okay, so if you go through all the uses of metals, you will see that metals are so useful even for animals, for plants as well as for animals or human beings. And also you can see they are used in wide variety. In manufacturing they are used, in making wires and all, in utensils, then thermometer, in making jewelry, packing foods, X-ray machines. And in plants again they are used in different forms, in hemoglobin, in construction. So there is a wide variety where these metals can be used. Okay. So now next we shall see about non-metals, where these non-metals are being used. Okay. So next comes uses of non-metals. We have seen a wide variety use of metals. Now we will see where these non-metals are used. So the first very important use of non-metal is that it is essential for our life. It is the basic requirement of life. All living beings inhale oxygen during breathing. If there would be no oxygen, we won't live. It is a basic requirement. We all need oxygen for living. So oxygen is what? It's a non-matter. So oxygen being a non-matter is very essential. Oxygen is very essential and basic requirement inhaled while breathing. Okay, so the first very important thing of non-metal is the oxygen. Oxygen, a non-metal, is very essential and it is the basic requirement of life. It is everybody inhale oxygen while breathing. Okay. Next comes, there are many non-metals which helps plants in different way. They act as a very good fertilizer and they enhance the growth of a plant. Okay. So non-metal like nitrogen, if you remember, nitrogen is what? It's very good fertilizer and it helps in the growth of plants. Okay, growth of plants. Okay, next non-metal comes, it is very good for the purification of water. Okay, non-metals are used in water purification. So which non-metals are used in water purification? You must have heard that we put chlorine or fluorine in our water, in the tank which is used in our flats and all. We put chlorine and fluorine. Why do we use that? Because they help in water purification. So which non-metal helps in water purification? Chlorine is there, then fluorine is there. They help in water purification. Okay. So next, a non-metal, a purple color solution is there which is used as an antiseptic. When some wound is there, we just apply it there. Okay. So a non-metal in the purple color is used as an antiseptic. Okay, it is applied on our wounds. वुड्स में हम लोग इसको अप्लाई करते हैं. ओके, सो दिस वाज अबाउट कि हाउ दे आर यूज्ड एज अ एंटीसेप्टिक. ओके, नाउ दीज non-metals, they are very good disinfectant. Okay, so non-metals are used as disinfectants. Okay, non-metals are then used in making crackers. The crackers which we burn in Diwali or different festivals, that have got non-metals in it. It's a mixture of different non-metals. Okay, non-metals are used in crackers. Fine. Then if you remember, I have already told you about nitrogen, which is a good fertilizer, and one phosphatic fertilizer is here that metals like nitrogen and also phosphorus. Okay, phosphorus is a phosphatic fertilizer. Okay, these both nitrogen and phosphorus are a good fertilizer that helps in the growth of a plant. Okay, I have missed there, so I am mentioning it here. Now our next very important non-metal is a sulfur. You all know that sulfur is a very reactive non-metal. So it is used in vaporization of rubber. Okay, sulfur is used in vulcanization of rubber. In the chemical properties, I have shown you how these sulfur they react. Okay, so in rubbers, how they are used? They are used in making tires, especially for tire making. Okay, so they are used in making this vaporization of rubber. It makes sufficiently rubber so hard to make these tires. Okay. Next, if we see, there is a very good non-metal. You must have heard about graphite. So these graphites are used. If you write with a pencil, you must have seen that in a pencil there is a lead which we sharp. Then we sharp. When it goes away, we sharp it again. So that lead is made up of graphites. Okay. So graphite, a very good non-metal. It is used in making pencil leads. So graphite is used in making pencil lead. Okay, and the last and the very essential non-metal is a hydrogen. You must have heard about hydrogen is a very good non-metal. So these hydrogen they are used as fuel. That will be the एक तो ये fuel की तरह use होते हैं. This hydrogen is a non-populating fuel. Okay, options in the fuel. So a non-metal that is a hydrogen is can be used as a fuel. Hydrogen is used as fuel or can be used as a fuel. Can be used as a fuel, and it's a non-polluting. कोई pollution नहीं होता है इससे, non-polluting fuel. Okay, so here we have seen about metals. Now if you see about non-metals, you will get to know that non-metals are even more essential than metals, because the first very important one is the oxygen. Because of that we are living today. If there would be no oxygen, we would die. Okay, and in the plants also they act as a good fertilizer for the growth of plant. Then we all know that if our water is not pure, we will be full of diseases. There are so many diseases or so many things that are because of the contaminated waters. So in water purification, chlorine and fluorine, which is a non-metal, helps us. Non-metal again is used as an antiseptic. We need to heal our wounds. If we are being infected or we have been having any wound, we need it to be good. So for that again, non-metal is used. Then non-metals are used as a disinfectants. Okay, non-metals are used in crackers. Sulfur is used in the vaporization of rubber, due to which tires are made. Graphite is used in making pencil lead. Hydrogen can be used as a fuel, and this is going to be a non-polluting fuel. Okay, so here you can see again that this non-metal is useful in wide variety in different areas of our life, including animals, humans and plants also. Okay, so they are essential for plants as well as for us also. Okay, so this was about the uses of non-metals. So here I have finished my chapter. The part 3 has been also finished and the chapter is also being finished. Chapter 4, that is metals, materials, metals and non-metals. Okay, so here I complete my chapter, and I would like to tell you that give a like button. And if you have not subscribed our channel, always follow here. Please do subscribe it. We upload videos daily so that you can get the daily updates of the videos. Okay. So this was all for today. You can also go in Google Play and there you can download our app. It's with the name CSCS e-learning. There, if you will download the app, you will find interesting videos are there. There are PDF notes are there. Online test facility is also there, which is full of MCQ questions. You can give online tests. And if you are interested in live videos, we supply that also. We provide that also. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching my video. If you like it, please give a like button. Thank you.